Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today it's one of my replays, and I'm in the Z-52, a tier 10 German destroyer. I'm on map the Atlantic in a 3-point domination game. Well, obviously it's a tier 10 battle, though not too many tier 10s around. There is a tier 8 carrier, and well, there are 3 raiders. Now, I've spawned in the center together with Viper, we are the only destroyers, so we decided to split up, and on my way here to sea I found a Shimakaze. So I'm going to immediately pop Hydro, but there is a very big issue here. And that issue is the booster, right? So, I can't smoke, because the booster can raid. I mean, my only hope of survival is reaching this island. The booster is fully broadside pushing into me and nobody cares. So, that's a shame. So this was not a very good start. This was actually kind of catastrophic. So because I spawned in the center, I went directly towards sea. That put me in a bit of a dangerous position, I suppose. Then the Shima spotted me, then the booster was so close. I could have taken a more careful approach here towards the north, which would have kept me safe, but I would have arrived here a lot later and I would have gotten a free camp. Now the planes come in because, you know, why not? And I'm certainly going to pop a smoke screen here in order to not get... Well, I mean, I guess the carrier didn't care for me anyway, but... So, on the bright side, my Hydro is covering a lot of this cap, so I've successfully made the Shimmer retreat. But, oh look, there's a Puerto Rico coming this way too, so there is the next raider incoming. Now I should be safe behind this island, but I will need to run away pretty soon. Is the Puerto Rico actually pushing into this cap? Now this could be awkward. If he like sits on the other side of this island, I really wouldn't like that. So I'm gonna try to... Oh wait, there's the raider. Okay, I can't bail right now, so abort. So my plan was, you know, just run away when I still can. But here's the raider, so I definitely don't want to run during this raider. I want to survive it, hopefully. Tucked in behind this island. And then once it's over, I definitely just want to get as far away here as I can. Now, of course, there's the Massachusetts pushing in, which makes this island less safe than I'd like it to be. But, you know, fairly big island. So I can find a place where I'm hopefully safe. The raider shouldn't lose... Oh, crap, there's the carrier. It's one of those battles, you know, where just at the beginning everything just keeps going wrong. But then again, the carrier isn't really that interested in me, and he didn't even like spawn a plane here to keep me spotted or anything. So I'm pretty lucky there that the carrier is just not that competent. And I finally found my window of opportunity to get out of here. Now I've taken this cap, so that's nice. Was it worth all the hit points I lost in the process? I don't know. But we have all caps right now, and that's quite lovely, isn't it? We've also lost one ship already, but I mean, you know, one ship this early, it doesn't really matter that much. But nice few torpedoes into the Massachusetts. And that Puerto Rico is getting pretty fun. Right now, the enemy raiders have been tremendously aggressive here. The booster got away with sailing full broadside here, and then retreating. The Puerto Rico also came in like this side of sort of broadside without any cover here in front of our guns, and is now trying to get out of here, but it might just be... Well, hopefully it's too late for the Puerto Rico, because I'd really like there to be one less raider around. Meanwhile, what's the carrier doing? Well, not coming for me, so that's fine. And the Puerto Rico, is he going to escape? I mean, he's leaving my torpedo range there, so... And anyway, he's sailing in the way that the torpedoes wouldn't. Now, A is in the process of being flipped by the enemy. We only have, well, Viper and a Smolensk. Yeah, possibly a Bismarck coming this way. I don't think they will stop this push, but it's okay. Well, B is also being flipped. That's not okay. Meanwhile, oh, the Puerto Rico, 700 hit points. Come on, somebody. You guys can do it. Well, they sunk the booster. Okay, that's good. That's good. And will also sink the Puerto Rico.
Maschinenboost aktiviert.
Yes. Okay. So that's 2 raiders gone. They still have a Donskoy. And now I'm going to go towards speed with speed boost. I've already popped a Hydro here. Would have waited a little bit longer with the Hydro, I suppose. But then again, like, I mean, there are two friendly ships that could have potential shots. And I don't know exactly where the destroyer is. He might be close to this island, although it doesn't look like it right now. So the enemies have taken B. They are in... Oh, there is the shimmer. It looks like our carriers found the shimmer, so that's good. There is Heathen pushing in, so maybe we can get some torpedoes there. Now my plan was, you know, to charge like this shimmer and hydro him. But the battleship is a consideration, right? I mean, if you are like 6 kilometers or so from a battleship, that battleship will absolutely hit you, and with my hit points possibly one-shot me. Because I'm just not that healthy anymore. And, you know, if I keep going towards the shimmer, I will definitely be taken out by this battleship. I should already be turning away. I'm still a little bit... I'm screwing this up. I mean, I do have a smoke screen, but I should have turned away earlier. There was no way I was ever going to catch the shimmer. Not with the battleship being this aggressive. But, you know, I was spotted briefly, but nothing happened, so that's good news. What's less good news is the overall number of ships. We are quite a bit behind. And this is going to be an uphill battle. Now, because we controlled all the caps for a little while, we are doing fine on points despite our few ships. So maybe that's something we'll have, but it's still 11 minutes remaining, you know. So it looks like the enemy battleship might actually be trying to disappear. No, actually he shot. I mean, he can't disappear in smoke if he's shooting. And once again, I'm towing the line here between being spotted and not. But if he's going into the smoke, you know, he shouldn't be able to see me. Well, he's not going to the smoke, he's just slightly outside of it. So am I screwing this up again? Well, my torps are going to get him. And now I can shoot the shimmer. Now my Hydro is no longer running. I've been playing a bit with fire there with this battleship, to be honest. But the battleship's gone, and now let's get the shimmer. The shimmer obviously beached itself against his sinking comrade there, which was not very good for the shimmer because he couldn't escape. And now there is one less shimmer. So maybe that's the start of a come. Oh, we're down to 3 ships. Well, it's 3 against 6, you know. If every one of us sinks 2, we still got this. So on the bright side, we are still doing fine points-wise. But, you know, we are going to lose C, obviously. We don't have a single ship up there anymore, and they have 3. So what's our hopes here? Our hopes here is of farming this Shimmer and this Bismarck. Therefore, we would only be 1 ship behind then. And, I don't know, cap A, then fight for B. The problem is, obviously, they're going to cap C and then arrive at B long before we can go to A and return. So our carrier is tucked in safely here in the corner. At this point, I wouldn't even mind if the carrier would try to come back here and maybe... Well, he's too far away to A. Maybe it's better if he stays in safe. Like, if we could get our carrier into A, then we could fight for B while we still take A. Well, whatever. Our carrier's survival is also important. So, I've decided to just smoke up and shoot here because we really need those ships gone. And I mean, I'm not doing an amazing amount of damage against the Bismarck, but we don't need an amazing amount. We just need to help a little bit to get this Bismarck sunk sooner. And every salvo this Bismarck gets off less is, well, 1 less salvo that goes into my Izumo. Now, I do have a Hydro ready. And there goes the Hydro. So we can see the Shimmer now. And hopefully... Oh, and there's another fire on the Bismarck. Okay, so Bismarck's done for. Now let's farm this Shimmer. With the Hydro going, I should be able to see any torpedoes coming. And... I can't could try armor piercing, but I'm not sure. He might have just been too angled. And high explosive did the trick. Okay, so we are only one ship behind. That's exactly what we wanted. The problem is, as I've said earlier, the enemy team has by now taken the C cap and is pushing towards B. Now there are two options. There are cap A or stick around and defend B. We were still ahead points wise. We won A, right? It's 8 minutes left. We can't let them have A for 8 minutes, right? Especially since like defending B is not that much of an easy process for me. All I can do is torpedo and hope they hit. So if we get A and then come back for B, it's probably the better choice. But you know, thanks to our early cap control, we still have some points we can leverage here, I guess. So the Izumo is also coming with me here. I mean, the Izumo is not the healthiest. I hope he has a heal left. Maybe we can find a situation where the Izumo is behind an island and I spot for the Izumo. Or the carrier spots for the Izumo. Otherwise, maybe this. Well, I mean, how healthy are those enemies? I can't see them. Oh, that's a very healthy Iowa. It's a not so healthy Mogami. Yeah, half of Massachusetts. So basically, right, the carrier should be able to deal with the Mogami. That's the start. Speaking of carrier, there is an enemy. The enemy carrier is actually dropping our carrier. Now this is amazing because it's highly unlikely that the enemy carrier will farm our carrier. I mean, I can't see the hit points of our carrier right now, but, you know, our carrier is pretty far away, so even if he's spotted... Now comes the time where I'm actually grateful that he's so far away, because the enemy battleships won't have an easy time hitting our carrier, and the enemy carrier, farming our carrier would take way too long. Oh, Izumo is getting low. Like, if the enemy carrier was spotting me, or going for the Izumo, then we would have no chance of winning this. I still have 2 smoke screens left, so I have some anti-carrier defense. And basically my thought process here was I came in here and immediately turned this way. It's the fastest way back to B afterwards. We want to cap A, and then as fast as possible I need to get to B. Now B has fallen as expected. But then again, even if I'd stuck around, there's a 3 ships. And I'd have to smoke up and use my guns to keep all 3 interrupted. And probably wouldn't be a very effective use of my time. Because I would also be relying on carrier spotting. And they wouldn't know where I am, so they'd have an easy time dodging torps probably. Anyway, so I got some torpedoes off. They said torpedoes reload relatively quickly, so this isn't a great angle, but I'm now going to, hopefully to be broadside to them for my next launch. And you'll never know, maybe I get a nice hit or 2 in there. They aren't too healthy, and you know, we still have a carrier, so if I soften them up, the carrier can hopefully finish them off. The Mogami is down by now, so that's good. The Izumo's still alive. Izumo very low. Actually, he healed back a little bit. If, for example, the low health Massachusetts comes this way, maybe the Izumo can take care of that, and then I torpedo the Iowa or something. So I have 6.1 concealment, so I'm trying very hard to stay outside of that. I mean, I've screwed up my concealment a bit earlier in B. This time I'm taking a bit more precautions to not get Iowa spotted. Like, you can see the circle here of my concealment, and the Iowa cannot cross into this circle, right? So I have to be aware when the Iowa is sailing that he just stays at the edge of my concealment circle, basically, right? Now I have torps out against the Iowa. And, I mean, on the bright side, the Iowa doesn't have much reason to maneuver. Well, other than him expecting to be... Oh, okay, he could be trying to dodge the carrier torps, I guess. That would be reason to maneuver. Then again, it's not like you can do much against carriers, so maybe the Iowa just ignores them and goes straight for A. Taking the A cap makes sense for the enemy. And yeah, this looks beautiful. It looks like he kind of dodged those torpedoes just by going straight ahead with full speed. And that drove him straight into mine, so... And there is a Kraken unleashed. Now, we are about 200 points ahead, but there is 3.5 minutes remaining and the enemy has more points, and there is no guarantee that our Izumo survives. So, It's something to consider. Where is the enemy carrier, by the way? I can't see any planes right now. I mean, if the carrier has gone AFK, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? But probably no such luck. Now, Izumo versus Massachusetts. There's the carrier. So I guess the enemy carrier has decided to help out against the Izumo. And our carrier is, well, also going to help out here, so... It doesn't look good for our Izumo. Now, our Izumo is angled. But... I mean, there's a good chance that he's on fire. By the secondaries or so. Yeah, this is... Our Izumo isn't going to win this fight. I mean, considering that he's completely nose in, he's doing the best he can. There's just nothing he can do. But what I can do is I can get into B. Now, we are still quite a few points ahead, although losing a ship could flip that. Now, what's the Massachusetts going to do? Massachusetts could go A, or he could go back here towards B. I'm mostly afraid of the carrier, right? I have 6,000 hit points remaining. And, you know, that's not really something that's going to protect me from a carrier. What might protect me are my 2 smoke screens. But they don't last forever. Okay, so it looks like the Massachusetts might be going towards A. 1 minute, 45 seconds left. I don't think he will have the time for that. So, carrier is incoming. I'm deploying a smoke screen. And it looks like the Massachusetts is actually turning around. Now, the Massachusetts is currently outside of my torpedo range, but if he actually makes a turn and comes for B, maybe he runs into those. And if you can hear any noise in the background, I think a neighbor is drilling into a wall. That's inconvenient. I hope it isn't too noticeable in the recording. But anyway, there is like 50 seconds left, so... At this point, I'll just, you know, run. I have my hydro going just to, by the way, to spot plane-dropped torpedoes. If he drops them from further away, obviously I might not immediately see them, and every second I see them earlier will help me dodge, but... Now it's 26 seconds and I'm just running away from enemy carrier. And this is going to be a win.
Unser Sieg ist in Sicht.
Well, that brings us to the results. And I had a pretty decent game there. And honestly, if the enemy carrier would have been competent, we would have lost this. But thankfully, the enemy carrier didn't quite know what he was doing. So, you know, that's a win. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this rather close battle. And I'll see you next time.